Hi, it's Jim Dodson, the Florida Bike Guy. So I'm a cycling lawyer helping other cyclists. My office is in Clearwater, but we represent cyclists throughout Florida. So how can you be a hero to your bike club or group? The number one way you can do that is to get me to come speak to them. You know, there is no one in Florida giving cyclists the message that I give. And I pretty much guarantee you that if you have me come speak to your group or your meetup group, your bike club, your bike shop, whoever you might have, a few people gather, you're going to have people tell you, hey, man, I really appreciated that. That guy really gave me some information I can use. Because I've done this many, many times, and that's exactly the response we get every time. So one of the things I like to point out is, cyclists want to ride, and they're not wanting to get all bogged down with the things that I'm concerned about as a lawyer who's a cyclist, and that is helmet technology and safety and visibility and safety and all these things. So I bring a message to cyclists that they need to know, but they don't really know where to find it. And sometimes they don't even know they need to go look for the information. They're just doing what they do. I get it. So there's been a lot of changes in helmet technology in the last 3-4 years. But where do you go to get the best information? Do you just rely on the manufacturer's recommendation? You're going to compare their brand to their own brand? Or is there a trusted source that you can go to that will tell you how helmets are rated and which ones you really should be using? Now talk about that. What do you do as a cyclist to become visible to drivers? You want to go ride your bike, come home, and go about your day. You don't want to be concerned about some driver not seeing you. And there's definite things you can do that will substantially increase the likelihood that you're going to be seen by a driver who's making a quick decision about where to turn or where to take their car. And I'll talk about that, what to wear, lighting, what kind of lighting, where do you put it, how big, how bright. All these things we go over, and I'll give you specific examples, even tell you what I use, what I ride with. Clothing is a big issue. There's definite things you can do on how you put colors on your body and on your bike that will make a huge difference about whether you're being seen or unseen. Did you know that cyclists we overestimate how people see us by a factor of almost 800%. So we think we're being seen, we're not being seen. But there's ways you can correct that. Insurance. Everybody thinks when you get to this subject of insurance that they're going to be sold something. I'm not selling anything, but I can definitely tell you the insurance that every cyclist has to have on their bike to protect them from the number of drivers out here who don't have any insurance, or if they have some insurance, is not nearly enough to protect you if they ever collide with you. And I'll give you very specific instructions or suggestions on what kind of insurance, how much you need, where you get it, all that. That's one of the number one things that every cyclist needs to understand. And I've got my standard, don't leave home without this. And I'll tell you exactly what this is. So we'll talk about what kind of roads to avoid, where most crashes occur. We'll talk about e-bikes if you want to talk about that. We've got our own e-bike guide. Some clubs want to hear that. Some clubs don't. I get it. But if you have somebody that's interested in that, I've got a lot of information about e-bikes. The changes in cycling law. We just got through with a legislative session. There's some definite changes that were made. There were changes that needed to be made that weren't. We'll talk about that. And we always bring giveaways. When I go to a bike club or a group of people, somebody's going to walk out of there with something that costs $100, and I'm going to give it to them as a gift. So these are the reasons why you will become a hero if you can arrange for me to come talk to a group of yours. And I know it sounds a little presumptuous to say that, but I've done this a long time, and I know what the reaction will be. So I look forward to having you contact Katie and schedule time for me to get on my calendar so that I can help your group, help your friends, help those you ride with understand and avoid the mistakes that so many people make until they learn what they should have done. We want to avoid that learning curve, okay? I'm Jim Dodson, the Florida Bike Guy. I have a commitment to helping cyclists. If I can help you after a bike crash or car accident, call me. Anywhere in Florida, we have a statewide practice. I want to hear from you, and I look forward to hearing from you and speaking to your group. Thank you so much, and get in touch with Katie. Take care. Bye.